Detroit hosted the White House in a listening session on My Brother's Keeper. We're the first in the country. We brought together community members, we brought together youth, we brought together elected officials to hear about the conditions that young men of color are facing and to talk about what the possible solution sets are. And we want to get that information to President Obama. And we want him to understand what those conditions are. So as he's thinking about policies and practices, as he's thinking about new programs he's going to roll out of the federal government, that our interests are covered in that, and that he understands what can help Detroit from a Detroiter's perspective.
You look at the enormous amount of talent in this community that we're wasting. And so 10 years ago, when I started as a CEO of the Detroit Medical Center, the first year I was there, we started a program we called Project Genesis. We hired 100 students from the Detroit Public Schools, paid them $10 an hour to work in our hospitals and our labs. We ran the program for 9 years. And by the time we were done, we had people who came through as high school juniors from Detroit Public Schools who are now doctors. They got a chance to get exposed, see what the job was like, see that a career was possible. And one of the things Tanya Allen and I are talking about is, could we start the same kind of program across all the companies in this city a year from now?
To listen to especially what you young folks have to say about your lives, because this is about you. My Brother's Keeper is principally about you. It's about what we can do for you, but it's also most significantly about what you all can do for yourselves when given the right kind of resources and the right kind of love and attention. And I commit to you that the President and First Lady and every one of us in the administration feel that way about you all.
I'm here tonight because I feel like, as my brother's keeper, I must shine a light on all the dirt that's going on. And as my brother's keeper, I feel like legislation is really affecting our young people. The school-to-prison pipeline is very critical. And there's things that's going on that people are not just aware of. So what I want to do is change legislation and stop trivial suspensions, stop the school-to-prison pipeline, and with the hope of Youth Voice and the hope of Mr. Duggan, hopefully, we can stop the school-to-prison pipeline and look for alternatives to suspensions, because young people are getting kicked out of school for minor infractions.
We are not business. We are the future. And the only way things will change if people start to realize that you gotta end funding these prisons. You have to fund more into education. And if you fund more into education, these things will definitely end. Because, like me, I'm less fortunate in a school where we don't have new technology. We have an inefficient library. We don't have technology that can actually move fast enough so we can learn this information as quickly as other schools. The teachers, just like you said, the teachers really don't believe in us. They believe we're going to end up in prison or dead. So it's important that you change the mindset of people who do not believe in themselves. And I guarantee you, things will change.
Being a kid, watching the Magic School Bus, school is supposed to be cool. School is supposed to be fun. School is supposed to, you go in and it's beautiful. The first thing I saw was security guards looking at me, waiting. Seeing who I was rolling with, who I was walking with, judging us already. I wasn't even in my first hour, and they're already judging us. Going into metal detector, taking out everything I had. All I had was a toy. I was 6th grade, all I had was a toy. Couldn't bring that. The feeling you have, I had at least, going to Earhart Middle School was just instant, like it was in school.
How important these youth programs really are, from a personal experience. From how I started middle school, how I started high school, I'm supposed to be in jail right now or dead on the streets, and I'm honest with you guys. Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation literally saved me from that. They have the answers, they know what to do with us. They literally save us from that life. You have somewhere to go, you have an adult who genuinely looks at you in the face and genuinely cares about you, who genuinely sits down and tell me about your problem or any other issues in school, because many times parents don't want to help their kids, with the issues in school. I'm Mexican. There's a lot of Mexican parents who don't speak English. So if there's a Mexican student in school who has a problem with administration, he can't go to the parents because the parents don't speak English. They can't go to the school and complain because then the school can ask too many questions. Just those simple things, having concrete adults who can advocate for you in the school